Hello, this is Space Boy. We are down at the Indian historical site in Colorado Springs. So let's see, we have here, this would be the family structure. As you can see here, basically it says that 4 families used to live in here, and it was basically a 4-room house. Large regular openings and doors. The smaller windows is the smaller is a window. You can see how the window is closed with a window stone, and the doors were closed the same way by stacking small stones. The smallest pegs were sticking out of the structure, were used to hang meat and vegetables to dry out in the sun. And if you notice the steps built into the wall, they were leading up to a second door. Basically, that was where the timber was stored. So there's the pegs that they put meat, and then where are the stairs? I would assume stairs are like here, and then there's the door. We go this way. So this is one of the rooms. Beam. I have to have those signs. Now this room is the refuse area. Basically, it's where they stored all the trash, and if there was a death in the village or dwellers, this is where they would put temporarily bury their bodies in winter, since the ground outside would be too hard. And this is also where they would occasionally pen their chickens, or their turkeys, excuse me. We go this way. This is where we get to basically it's like the kitchen, or meeting area, or I guess I would say. It's called the kiva. Yeah, the cutaway view. I don't know if you can read that, but basically, this is the fire. This is like their fire, and where they stored their wood, and this is also where they purified their air, like to get good air, basically like a ventilation system. This is also where they had shelves for utility storage and a plaster to support the roof. If we go this way, and this is all, that's kind of like the ventilation area, if you can see that. They had like sticks to ventilate the air. So this was the blockhouse structure. Basically, dwellings was a 2-story family home. Architectural features demonstrating the structure almost perfect straight walls. Stones for the structure were not quarried, and the men would go along the canyon slopes to pick up stones, which were then shaped somewhat to the desired size needed. This is the stone tower structure. Basically, it the use of the stone tower is unknown, but it may have been to observe weather, animals, to hunt, or enemies. Basically, it could have been like a lookout tower. They really don't know what it was used for. Over here, this is the chief's speaker house. Basically, the cream of the crop house. This is where they had like their meetings to speak. And yeah, it's basically like a 2-ish story house. It's cool. So there is the first story. There is the like second, and I think that's the third.
Me a little bit slow.
Excuse me. This will be the three family structure. Basically, 3 families could have lived here. Yeah. I think that's like a little fire. I'm not exactly sure. Because you can see that's where the little opening is on the other side. Now this is the cool place, because they have a little balcony. This is the balcony structure. Basically, it was a four-family structure that has ladders that allowed access to down to the first and second stories. And the cool view from up there is pretty cool. Here's like a empty room. I think this is like a bed. I don't know, I think the cave dwellers must have been really short or small. They also used the amount of turkey droppings. The poles and bench arrangement was probably used as a turkey roast. Or roast. Don't know how to pronounce words sometimes. And this is where the ladder to the lower floor is. And basically, two people from different clanships could have lived here. And the view is really cool. Alright, well, that is all for today. We're heading down to the museum next, so we'll get back to you there.
What's that mean?
We are here at the museum.
Prehistoric rock ornament.
So this is one of the most mysterious or most spectacular mysterious of the remains left by the prehistoric people. Thousands of ancient images decorate the canyon walls and sheer rock faces on the Rocky Mountain region. They're called petroglyphs. Petroglyphs was found at the turn of the century in McElmo Canyon in southern or southwest Colorado. And the symbols may have been carved during the Great Pueblo period, 1100 to 1100 to 1300 AD. Dating rock art is extremely difficult because there is little to work from, and the standard dating methods will not work. So yeah, safely so rock art just creator. These symbols may have had spiritual significance. However, when the creator walked away, the meaning was lost to cease for Europeans by pollution. He writes, "That's see black names. He's pit houses until looks worried that they got to make sure it's tall and they just really ready. Well, we can't burn this too. That shows you. And this was an example of what their houses looked like. Here's some weapons that they had. That's right. That's picnic. So there's like a spear. There's like 4 shaft. Nope, I don't exactly do weapons. So basket maker, curb stick, made by groove line. Let's just stay around throwing weapons.
like soup.
Double curved bow. It's just like a regular bow. Thruster.
It's costing. Products and content quantity. So the types go to casting is a sentence in English is called we have some good so in that if you don't remember all the chops
It has been said the bow and arrows invented invented once, then spread over the world, rather than it was invented several times by different bands of people. It is not known who invented the bow and arrow, but probably was brought over from the old world by hands of immigrants.
she made a people a lot of but they answers so they all must well be good what they think that's a good but is pulling in two hours and then the lake showing so that happening next to my sushi better for me. Not for elements of house. You're all
Here's their houses. A lot of guesswork archaeologists are uncertain how the pit houses were constructed, as the materials used by the ancient builders were deconstructible by the elements. So they do a lot of theorizing from the details behind in the following procedures. So there's like a stone axe, like what they've been used to like cut down the trees or something like that. How to build a house? First, make your tools. Digging stick. So I would assume that's for like digging up the dirt. Basket, probably to collect the dirt. Get a stone axe, I guess, to cut down trees. Slight depression in the earth sometimes is the only indication that humans once lived in an area known to have been inhabited by the pit house, a dwelling, basket maker Indians. Basically, first you dig a hole, and holes for the roof supports. As you can see, there's like holes in the roof supports. Line the pit with stone slabs and set up the roof.
well that's what I just
And I think that's the entrance. Right there is the entrance supports.
so like the sport is considered
As you can see, there's pictures associated with them. So, and then you cover the frame up with sticks and brush. Though it's thought that the sticks and brush were lashed to the frame with the yucca or cordal.
it's like
And then cover the brush and stick with mud, and then build a fire and leave it. I think that's a real picture of a pit house.
She's kind of not Minecraft spoken non-direct soil. I mean, what in that all of it ever working to say about
The pot. Here's some of the games that they played. Hoop games, hunting skills, and firemaking. So hoop game, I think should. So hoop or basket may have rolled hoops with long poles, as do the Hopti Indians of today. It is a gambling game with the ceremonial overtones played exclusively by men. Hoop was found in a basket maker cave. So this hoop was found. So it's an actual hoop that they used. So bone dice used in the gambling game. So I think that's like 4, 5, and probably maybe 6 stone game balls. A bunch of game strings made of yucca cord, such as these were woven into netting used to trap small animals. Yucca cord share. So there's like hunting skills. So like they used game or like it made nets out of this yucca string, and like caught small game. There's like a club that they probably used to kill small game. There is the stick that they used for the hoop game. Fire sticks. Upper stick was rotated between hands on the lower stick in a hole until friction set tinder on fire. There's tinder. So basically, it's like how we use the survival skills to this day. Here's an example. fire carrier made of twisting the cedar bark as implement. This implement was used to transport fire from one area to another. It's really cool.
Is that acting?
So like the studios for people
Here now they can happen from
cooking. Basket maker period on to 450H. Modified basket maker period 450 to 750 AD.
it's some like
You the water store into before pottery.
I'm saying to be a part.
So basically, it was like two rods foundation vertical with so I would assume that's like cakes. So take that. Basically made of woven yucca. We use tree sap and use tree sap to seal it, making it watertight. That looks like pottery.
It's
No, never mind. One of us will wrap with yucca rope and stone, so it is kind of pottery then.
since that much she and there it is.
Oh yeah, water storage before pottery, so that's what it was before pottery. Water storage after pottery, and so that was what it was after pottery. I don't know about you guys, but I think I would want the one that's made of a pot. I think that'd be more efficient. And it looks a lot bigger. Water vessel wrapped with yucca rope and string. Modified basket maker period. Water vessels. The development of pottery made all the difference when it came to storing water. So cooking before pottery, single rod coil. So that was probably like the water pot, just for cooking. So like a basket. They could hold the liquids used for cooking, using heated stones, a process which would involve steaming and slow cooking was employed. So cooking after pottery. Again, I don't know about you guys, but I think I would want the one that's made of a pot. And then prehistoric jewelry. So I think those are probably like some kind of necklace. So prehistoric made with bones, stone shells. Their jewelry was as it typically is today, an indication of stylish vanity and social status. The original string, made from yucca cord and human hair, has disintegrated. So the original string was basically biodegradable, and replaced by, it looks like, regular string today. Did you put yucca products? So yucca was like a basically kind of string that they used to make string. So there it looked like some shoes or sandals made from fiber. So the yucca, to secure the fibers, the leaf was beaten to crush off the softer tissue, basically leaving the tough fibers to be woven into sandals. Medicine bundle. So like this sewing. Flexible reed made in sewing with yucca cord. Ceremonial bundle that sticks tied to yucca cord feathers. Dono used to weave with in basket maker and matches. So typically women were the one that were doing the yucca weaving, yucca information products. As this looks like it was used for babies or infants. The top was so Utah mothers took sleepy infants in the sun. Also, they were like basically like strollers we have today, except the only difference is that they wouldn't be rolled around on wheels. Basically, like it was to protect them from the elements, and most of the time just for the sun. So this was like a cradle for wolves. It's placed on the soft cedar pillow, allowing the head to develop normally. Either with a dry land farming. So this was a mortar and pestle, except instead it's called a grinding stone. So that's the scoop. It's like a stone hoe. They were attached to digging sticks for turning up soil and chopping out weeds. It is believed this blade-like stick was used to weed their fields. So that's the mortal and pestle. It's still different from the ones we have today, but the ones we have today are more modernized. That's basically just a stone. It's like a dip in the middle with like another stone that's used to grind the stuff. A coiled shaped basket is a super example of the basketry. Basically, it was used for corn or cornmeal. Basically, cornmeal is the ground up corn. That's the way pottery. So basically, this is a pottery. So basically, they used clay. They just probably didn't use a fancy kiln that we did today. So finding the clay, the potter usually has a favorite source to obtain clay. So like probably like a river bed or somewhere else. Once obtained, the clay is ground and stiffened to remove all foreign articles. It is moistened throughout and kept until almost applying the slit. Most clays, but not all, require a mixture of material called a temper to reduce shrinkage during the drying and firing processes. Without it, the vessel might crack during the firing. Timber is usually sand or tough. Or if you mean some, I could just do that. I make this waffle. So that's a polishing stone, and so basically here's the process of what they. So this is the beginning of the vessel. It's a flat disc of clay, which is the base, and it is pressed onto a puki, which is a support device. The wall is then built. So this is probably the wall. The wall is then built by pressing ropes of clay called fillets in a coiling manner upon the edge of the base. Another coil of clay is added and pinched together to form the outline of the vessel. Each step is repeated with more coils. The inside wall is scraped and thinned with a piece of cord. So that's a cord scrape, or a scraper. As the vessel wall is being finished, the surface is scraped and sanded. The surface may be further modified by the addition of a layer of different clay called slip. After the slip is applied, the vessel is then polished. Polishing is done with a small stone, and it is a long and exacting process. After polishing, the vessel is ready to be fired. So that is the finished process. So that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed learning about the Indian history with me at the Indian historical site in Manitou Springs in Colorado. So thank you. Smash that subscribe button and possibly leave a like or leave a check.